Okay, this is Shiloh and Boom, and me and Priya. And I got the dogs lined up. The video's at slight different viewpoint, but pretty close. Priya is 18 and 7/8, and I'm not sure how tall Boom is, but they both jump at the same height. Boom is very powerful dog. I'm just going to say that. Our lead outs were slightly different. Actually, as I was leading out, I stepped wrong on my foot, and Priya still stayed because I kind of did a bobble, but it hurt. So I was being very careful the rest of the way. And Shiloh is running with her dog. So I released Priya, and I had lined them up over the jump. So they should be jumping the first jump at the same time. There they are. And what I found interesting is Boom doesn't, I think he does 2 strides, and Priya does 3. So he just lands, and Priya's like on her second stride, I believe. And they both launch at the same time, though. Off they go. And here is, I'm going to move them so we can see them. Oh, I can't move me, I guess. So we can see them enter the tunnels, what I tried to say, but they're pretty even right up to this point. Their final times were very, very close. So that's why I was wanting to compare them. So Priya, well, really, they're really going into the tunnel almost identical. Okay. And he comes out a little bit sooner. And just by a nose, maybe. And then they had to come over the yellow. Now, Boom doesn't understand what Shiloh wants. So if you look at my hand, it turns my shoulder. Dogs run parallel. That's their go-to. You can change it, of course, but their first thought is to run parallel to us. So he kind of is parallel to her. I turn my shoulders and get her over the jump. Boom has a little bobble there, but he goes over. And I'm just going to put a timer on that. This is another thing I thought is interesting. So I'm going to, about where Priya would go over, let's see if I can get him about in that area. Okay. So we're going to put a timer and see how long that little bobble was. And she got him back. And Priya's already over at this point. And not him. So about 1.2, 1.3, something like that, 1.1. Very, somewhere in there. It's a little hard to be exact on this one. Okay? So it always amazes me how much time one little bobble takes. Let me shrink him back up again a little bit. And then Priya's now ahead. And we do this a slight bit different, but pretty close to the same. So actually, I think right here, I could have turned my shoulders a little more because Priya thinks she's going to the weaves right there. Boob's not quite there yet, but... And I call her. And she comes around. Now, Shiloh does a better job here because she's already got her shoulders turned. Okay, so Boom never actually thought about those weaves. He's already heading for the correct jump. And that little bobble that Shiloh had earlier had put Priya ahead on this. And now she's in the weave sooner. I'm going to shrink it up. I have a bobble too, and it's coming up. So Priya's a little bit ahead. And now here's my bobble. So because of my foot, and I'm not hardly moving, I should have been up here for this. And I was not. I just didn't think I could run on my foot and make it out of there. So I didn't. And I probably could have got up there a little sooner, though. So here's the timer on Priya coming out. You can see where she's looking. It's not, she's supposed to go to, well, phooey. Here, get the right thing. She's supposed to go around there. Okay, and as tight as you can get that wrap, the better you're going to be, okay? But I am way back instead of up here where she can see me. And I should have been telling her. I don't know if I was at that point, but I should have had my hand out or something. My shoulder turned. I did nothing. And so she's turning back toward me. I see that. And then I get her. She has a right turn. And but as I said, usually I'm up there when I do that on the weaves. And I'm going to put a little timer on it. Let me see, right as she's coming out of the weaves. And she turns toward me. And then she turns back. And I think you can't see Boom. But now she's around. And I think it's kind of blurry, but I think he might be around as well. So about 1.3. So both of our bobbles, mine was actually a little worse, but both of them took almost the same amount of time. I thought that was interesting. And now we are about, now Boom's ahead, I think. Or is that the other jump? Oh, I guess Priya's still ahead. She must have faster weaves or something. Not sure why she is ahead. I'm gonna hook them up on the weaves. So I gotta unlink them. And when his nose is going in, I'm gonna link and see what happens. It's hard to see because the white thing is in the way for Shiloh's. But it looks like he knows where he's going. But I think Priya's weaves might be a smidge faster. Because she came out, looked at me, still turned back, wasted a second and a half. And I still see that weave move, so I don't really understand what happened there. Maybe he was so tight he bumped it. I'm not sure. Because you can't really see it. But now he's over the double. And he's ahead now because of Priya's bobble. And out we go. We both send our dogs out. And very similar in what we're doing here. And he's slightly ahead here. Just now he's over. The Priya's bobble. Let him sneak ahead. And he's already turning toward the tunnel. And I need to shrink it. I don't know. Can't hardly. He was over the jump. Now we had unlinked them and linked them back up. So I want to go back and do them from the start without unlinking them and linking them back up at different spots. So it looks real. And then I get it unlink. I gotta get Miss Priya up there because Boom is already going over the jump. Okay, it looks about right. Okay, link. And then I'm gonna just let it run in real time. Oh, okay, I'm gonna back it up since I didn't shrink up Boom's run. You couldn't see it all. Hold on. They're both shrunk, I think. Okay. Let's do that again. So I found it interesting at real time. They're both going into the tunnel at the same time. And Boom comes out faster. Well, no, maybe not. It looks like Priya would get over there first, right? But Boom actually does. He has a faster time because of that giant leap. That's where a long started dog comes in handy. Look how close that is on the final time. Just, he may have a slightly bigger nose. That's how fast that was, how different that was. That's pretty cool. Good job, Shiloh and Boomerang. He's a fantastic dog. Okay, that's it.